We're back, people, and today we're breaking down the Miami Dolphins defensive starters, playing in about a quarter, about 15 snaps or so with the main defense. We got to see a lot of them in action together for the first time. Obviously, it's preseason, so you take everything with a grain of salt. But still get to see players, how they play together. You get a little taste of what the regular season's going to be. But this play right here, love me David Long. I think David Long is such a great player. You know, if you've been following the channel, it was my favorite free agent acquisition. Just they need this type of player at linebacker. They go, with these light boxes. They have a lot of split safety looks. Now Fangio with the coverages, he's going very basic with his coverages. So once we get to some pass plays, those are things I expect to change during the regular season. But just filling versus the run. He is, they run play side to him. He's like in a strong side linebacker on this play to the boundary, and he just shoots this gap. He feels this come downhill. He's uncovered, and once he reads this flow of this play, he sees the combo happen right here. He's just reading through this combo to the running back, sees everything right away. He recognizes and just shoots because it's double combo, and he has one-on-one with the running back, and he gets downhill so fast that off the combo, this right tackle is supposed to combo and climb, but he reads it so fast. He just gets downhill, blows it up. David Long, super impressive in this game. Probably the linebacker on this roster that's going to make plays like this consistently throughout the season. Really, really impressed by him overall. I'll start going after this. I just wanted to start with this one because it was super, super good. And I'll go back in order. We'll break down some plays with how they started out. They started down in the red zone after the interception. Had a nice stop there, made them turn over on downs. And then the next drive after that was more of a bend but don't break. And even though they gave it some passes, it was still good coverage. Just really good throws that beat them. And then they ended up holding them to a field goal. So overall, was pretty impressed by what I saw from the starting unit. Really want to see more of them, and I think going into this season, if they stay healthy, they'll be a top 10 unit in the league. This is just a great job by the entire defense down the red zone, stopping this run. Everyone pretty much just does their job. Nowhere for Dameon Pierce to work on this toss right here. They work like this toss with some sift action back. They motion the fullback pre-snap right here. He gets a nice little motion, and then he sort of sifts back, takes off the unblocked man, and then the rest of the D-line just in control of their gaps. Baker ready to fill right here. Raekwon right there doing a really good job. Chubb on the edge, sort of holding at the point of attack. Same with Ogba, and he's able to come off of it. Chubb looks good in his limited action as well. And then we get to see Kohu, DB, also forcing on the outside, getting involved in the run defense, which I think is important because he's going to be playing nickel for a lot of the year, and if you're in nickel, you got to be able to fill in the run fit, and this is just great defense all around versus the run. I thought everyone played really well, a lot of impressive players, and then we'll get to, more pass plays later on, but versus the run, very, very solid, very encouraging, especially considering they're going to be going into light boxes a lot this season. This is a 3rd and 6 situation. They go for the play action, and they try to get this fullback to get out into the flat. Pretty interesting call. I mean, down at the goal line, they have Nico Collins over here on our one receiver side, and he's getting bracketed by Holland and Howard. And then over here, pretty much matched up man-to-man, Kohu on a tight end, Igbenogany on the other receiver. And then Deshaun Elliott kind of gets caught up in this and has to work around, get underneath these two routes, try to pick him. And Chubb just causes enough disruption up front to where this play is, the throw has to be off timing and everything, not great accuracy. Just because they kind of leave him unblocked and they want him to be slowed down by the play action and get blocked by the running back, and he just takes a great angle. He stays patient, and then once he sees what really is happening, he just gets downhill and forces Stroud to get that ball out quickly. And if it was completed, Elliott probably would have got there in time, made a pretty solid play, but good coverage all around from everyone, and just up front being disruptive when you have the opportunities. Clearly looking good versus most Texans starters, not the entire starting offense, but versus not the greatest team, but still an NFL level team being out there looking pretty solid. Now this could have been a touchdown on a 4th and 6. It was a clear miscommunication, and Elliott kind of gets rubbed again. They try to target Deshaun Elliott. He would have had a chance to make the play. It just depends. But I did like what I saw to this side of the field. Basically a 3 receiver concept with a running back working out of the backfield, and we'll look how this is passed off. Howard gets a one-on-one with this outside released, and Kohu and Holland are just doing a good job bracketing Collins here. Collins breaks to the inside. He becomes Holland's man, and then Kohu can come off of it and basically replace it and be the safety. Baker does a good job getting off all the way to the outside of Collins there of the rub so he can square up Pierce knows he has help to the inside, and he just does a great job mirroring and matching that. Igbenogany on the other side and man-to-man on his receiver pretty much takes away that entire route, and it's forced to go Deshaun Elliott versus the tight end again, and it's just miscommunication clearly. Tries to get the ball out quickly. If he just completely ran to the outside, he probably scores, but I did like what I saw from the rest of the coverage tree here, looking good to that other side. Texans go play action boot. This is one of their completions. It gets completed here, but at least on these like completions where they were going down the field, it was very tight coverage. The only way they really got beat was by really good throws and catches. And, sometimes you just can't beat a perfect throw. And they go cover one here. I mean, Dolphins aren't going to be running a ton of cover one throughout the season. So, Fangio's going very basic with his calls. But, pretty good underneath. Howard taking away this flat route to the tight end initially, and then they try to throw it behind it to Noah Brown. Ko has good coverage, just a better throw, better catch, and it gets completed. These are things you probably won't see a ton of in the regular season, just playing true man-to-man like that, but sometimes you just can't beat a great throw and catch. Then they get a 3rd and 7 shortly after. Dolphins in quarters, and this is where Noah Igbenogany gives up that catch to Robert Woods. He actually does a decent job. He looks more comfortable out there, but he's still giving up some catches. I would say he's doing a better job of being in position and looking just comfortable in his, pedal. He looks like he's reading this well. He does a decent job, reacting to it. The ball is just perfect timing, perfect throw. Sometimes you can't beat that. I know people are giving Noah a lot of, slack on Twitter, and I understand that he's definitely struggled. But sometimes with a play like this, there's just not much you can do. Everything else is, passed up. They're basically matching everywhere, and then you have your safeties helping to the inside, just playing those inside quarters. Holland reading to the 3-by-1 side while Howard's 1-on-1 on the backside. He's and then, you have Elliott taking away everything to the inside. And you just get a 1-on-1 matchup for Igbenogany on the outside. And it's just a really good timing, really good throw. Those were the types of plays. These were basically the only negative plays the Dolphins even had. And at least on the plays where they gave up, some gains, some third down completion, some yardage chunk plays, they were at least in good coverage positioning. So those, it at least gives me some hope for the future that they can start making some of those plays, start capitalizing on them. More David Long again. He doesn't get to, shoot downhill, but, they get combos up front. If they're going to combo instantly and have Long be the one to fill his gap and make a play, he's going to do it. Van Ginkel gets involved as well. Pretty good job here. He dips around here on the left tackle, which I believe is Tunsil, and it's a pretty good rep versus the run. Very unorthodox. Usually you just want to, set the edge here, but he dips under, shows off a little bit of a ghost move, and he's able to, bend and get back to make this play. Other DBs get involved as well, which is nice to see them filling if David Long wasn't there. They do a pretty good job up front. These guys, these 4 O-linemen, create a push versus these 3 Dolphins, but them focusing so hard on this middle that it gives Long enough time to get down. He gets square. He recognizes the play. He's a great processor. Love David Long. I love watching him play. Last play then breakdown, it's the Dolphins, holding this. They were bending on this drive, but not breaking. Down in the red zone, Xavier Howard finally gets his chance, his action. He's basically matched up versus the number 1 here. Man-to-man basically everywhere he goes. And once he breaks to the inside, I like this, technique usually with Howard. Sometimes you don't want him always pressing. You get to see him, even though he's in man, he's playing this over the top. He just gets to read through, come downhill, keep everything in front of him, and then make a play at the catch point because he's one of the best DBs in the whole game at making plays at the catch point. Just amazing coverage on a 3rd and 5 situation right at the sticks to hold this, and pretty good coverage all around everywhere else. Kohu versus Collins knows he has help to the inside, so he takes away that low outside leverage. That's throws dead pretty much. And then the opposite side of the field, they had other things matched up, ready for the throw. Iggy ready for the back shoulder. Elliott versus Schultz, but they have underneath help from Long. And overall, just really liked what I saw, them going in cover 1 right there. Obviously, these are the types of coverage you're not going to see a ton of. He still runs man-to-man Fangio. It's just a lot less common than they ran last year for the Dolphins. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. So make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.